This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Well, hello and welcome to Inside Leominster with Mayor Dean Mazzarella. Now, Dean, as you can tell, is not here today because he's on assignment. Dean is on assignment today, and I'm not sure where he is, but I have a funny feeling that he may be in New York, but I'm not sure. I think we might have a picture. Do we have a picture of Dean in New York? Dean has a hobby, and he likes to flagpole sit. So here he is. He's sitting on a flagpole up, and that used to be a very cool thing to do back in the 1920s. So Dean said, hey, I think it might be a cool thing to do today. So there he is. He's sitting on a flagpole. Anyway, before we continue, I just want to say hello to 4 people watching today that I happen to know. 5 people, actually. First, I want to say hello to Veronica and Seamus, and Arya and Evie, and Tina. So let me know how I do. Now, joining me tonight to help me out, because I need all the help I can get, is the new executive director of Leominster Access Television, Scott Curlin. Scott.
Hey, Carl.
How are you?
I'm good.
How am I doing so far?
You're doing great.
Okay.
With the flagpole sitting, I'm not scared of the falling. It's the sudden stop.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And you can't fall asleep. We all know Dean doesn't sleep. He's up all hours, so he doesn't have to worry about falling off the flagpole. Now, I also see our call light flashing, which means there's somebody on the phone. So let's see who could be on the phone with us tonight. Hello, caller.
Commander, how are you? This is Art.
This is Art Bartlett, the world-famous Art Report.
Famous in my own mind.
There you go. How are you today?
Not bad. We had an interesting day. We had to go to Worcester, and 190 is usually a drag race, but it was light to moderate going down at 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
But we got to Lincoln Square, and everybody thinks red is green, green is red, yellow is nothing.
Right.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You really got to tiptoe through the 4 corners of Lincoln Square to get to Memorial Hospital up on the hill.
Yep.
But we made it.
That's a great hospital, by the way.
I couldn't help but, it's like going to 2 different service stations. You kind of compare the two and likes and dislikes. So I was thinking of Leominster Hospital while I was at Worcester Memorial Hospital. And the comparisons it was quite a spread. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
The service was excellent. Parking's great because they have valet. You just drive your car and they take it. But I asked them to keep it close because of walking issues. And,
right. Exactly.
They said certainly, and they put it right in the front, right next to the front door for me. And the doctors were unbelievably not only on time, but the atmosphere was so relaxing it took away any concerns you may have of what was going on around you.
That's because they heard that Art Bartlett was coming in, so they said, "Oh, we got to prepare."
Well, that's part of the situation. Right. You know, the people stopping me for autographs. I was almost late. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I hopefully that might get me more money with the job. I don't know.
Right.
I have to talk to the commander-in-chief, and that I will be doing.
Right. Yeah.
Other than that, I see the Leominster Fire and Scuba and a number of other towns the other day I believe Tuesday, we're over on Pond Street and near the senior center there,
Yes.
practicing through the ice.
Right.
And
Yep.
it's good to see that we're staying on top of that stuff, because, boy, you can't stop. Technology alone changes by the hour.
Right. Well,
And,
prior preparation, if you are prepared, it makes all the difference in the world. It does.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
It's simple. We
Yep.
were filing our taxes right across from City Hall, and we went by there, and I saw it. And there must have been 8 or 10 vehicles from other cities as well.
Right. So you're one
So
of
it's
those
good to have
people.
that camaraderie.
You're one of those people that files your taxes very early.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very responsible, Art.
That's right. That's
I
very
think
good.
we've got the best, and we're very fortunate. And I'll close with this. I think we're very fortunate that Wendy Weeks, the grant writer that does an exceptional job.
She sure does.
Her expertise in that area has allowed this city to obtain equipment that a lot of cities don't have and/or haven't updated like we have.
Right.
And that there alone
Yep.
is a comfort level, not only for the citizens of this town, but the people that work with the equipment. There's nothing worse than having a piece of crap equipment.
Right.
And I'll never forget about a number of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago in Pittsburgh, they had an ad in the paper for a city department of DPW truck, pickup truck, and it said used.
Right.
I can't imagine buying a used piece of equipment that's going to go to the DPW where those guys are 24/7. The
Right.
thing wouldn't last a week.
Right. Well, we
But
know.
anyway, having
Well,
said
listen,
that,
while we're talking about Wendy Weeks, you see this beautiful fruit basket here?
Yes.
Right before we went on the air, Wendy brought that in and gave it to me because she knows tomorrow's my last day, and she isn't that amazing? She's always thoughtful, always supportive. She's just the best. She really is the best.
well, I want to wish you good luck. I wish I'd have known it was there. I'd have swung by and picked up a couple of bananas.
Well, they'll be here. They'll be here. All right. All right, Art. Well, thank you.
You're
I'll
very
be-
welcome, and
I'll be
thank you
watching
for
you.
everything.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
Okay, you're the originator. You did it. You met it, and you let it up, and that's a good thing.
All right. Well,
Behave.
thank you. I'll try. I'll try.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. All right. That was Art Bartlett on the phone. And so what we're going to do, Scott, I think, is I know we have a very important person
We sure
waiting
do.
in the green room / waiting room / foyer of LTV, and that is Kathy DiRusso. And so we're going to take a little break, and we might nibble on some of these cantaloupe or strawberries, and we'll get Kathy in, and we'll talk about Pink in the Rink. So stay tuned.
One, two, three. Hey! We have a little citation here for you. I want to congratulate you. We're here on what number of North Main is this?
782.
782, is right on the Leominster-Fitchburg line, across from Adams Tool and Nail, and it's Sobless, and they are a African Caribbean store. They used to be for a little further down, but they've expanded to this like a supermarket, right?
Yes.
And they did a beautiful job in here, and we
you.
want to congratulate you and
Thank
welcome you
you.
to this new and expanded.
Thank you so much.
Tell us some of the products you sell inside.
Surplus African market carry Caribbean and African American products. We carry also beauty supply product, extension, hair product, beauty product. We carry most of fish, meat. We carry all the products in West Indian community. So we're looking forward to see a lot of customers and to come in to see what we have.
Nice job, beautiful job. They did a lot of work in here. There used to be a variety store in here, and when they left everything. And she was saying that they had to pull everything out of here And during COVID, it was all left-hand. They had to take it all up, clean the whole place up, redo all the floor, do everything all over again, and then restock it. But you did a beautiful job. Looks awesome.
We also want to thank all this, my family here, everybody been so grateful, helpful throughout the journey. It's been months and months, but we successfully did it. And we
I saw you here working the weekends and at night.
Yes.
Well, good
Yes,
job.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now you see, guys, Veronica, Seamus, Evie, Aya. See what Grandpa's eating? This is called fruit. This is good stuff to eat. It's good. But I have a guest waiting, so I'm being very rude. Anyway, I'd like to introduce the world famous Kathy DiRusso of the Cup Crusaders. Kathy, welcome to the show.
Nice to see you, Carl.
Again.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
So, pink in the rink. Now, I have a little poster here that I printed, but the printer wasn't, it's more like purple in the purple, but it's pink in the rink. So, this is happening at the DCU Center on this coming Saturday.
This Saturday night, yep.
So, give us a little lowdown on what it's about. I mean, I might fill in with some questions here.
We started, this is our 11th event. It's going to be on February 11th. And we started in 2012, first with the Sharks. I was approached by someone, oddly enough, at an event. I was there with Mayor Wong from Fitchburg and up at the what's now the Great Wolf Lodge. And someone asked me about my pink hair, which is, you know, to raise awareness and dollars for a cure for breast cancer. And he asked me if I'd ever thought about doing a pink in the rink. And I kind of used the, I call it the George Costanza philosophy of fundraising, the opposite, you know? I don't play hockey. Well, let's have a hockey fundraiser. Right. I don't golf. We had a golf tournament. So it started there, and the Sharks were great. And we raised quite a bit of money. We tried to out-Gronk the place because the largest crowd they'd ever had was Gronkowski, and we didn't beat it, but we got close. Right. And then they, you know, pulled all the teams back to the West Coast, and fortunately, the what do they call it? The Falcons? The Fitchburg State Falcons, the hockey team, and Dean, their coach, picked us up for 2 years, and we did it there. It was a little bit different. But now, you know, now that the Railers came in, and Cliff Rucker, who's their owner, has just been extremely receptive and helpful. It's a great night. It's a fun night. The ice is pink. The jerseys are pink. Everyone thinks pink's my favorite color, but I do tell people that when a cure for breast cancer is found, there's a pink bonfire in my backyard. Everyone's welcome.
Oh, wow. That's great.
I hope it's pink smoke.
Oh, we're going to burn everything that's pink. It's going to have to be pink smoke.
So the Susan G. Komen's 3-day, when did that all start?
The Komen 3-day, it actually was Avon when it first originated, and then Avon, you know, it was a lot to take on, and I think it was Pilata that owned the rights to do that event. And so Komen came in and said, we'll take the 3-day, and Avon opted for 2, which they don't even do walks anymore. Again, it's not the easiest thing to pull off. So I've been walking since 2002. A friend and then neighbor at the time, Carol Claflin, asked me to walk, and quite honestly, I thought maybe I'd lose a few pounds. I had lost an aunt prior to breast cancer, so at the time, you know, there was no digital anything. I asked for her ring and a picture of her to carry. But I really felt like it was the first time, other than giving birth to my daughter, that I truly made an impact on the planet. And, you know, I kind of think that everybody should pick something. I didn't exactly pick it. It ended up picking me because I did it once, and then my cousin, who was very close to my age, you know, she was, I want to say, maybe 41 when she passed. She died, and that was on the Callahan side. We're jovial. We're not sad. You know, there's no such thing as sad Irish people. So it's the first time I ever saw my entire family, you know, that struck by something, and I said, okay, I'll stick with it. And here I am, like, I don't know, forever and a day. 32 walks later, we've raised $1.6 million toward a cure.
Any clue how many miles you have walked in all those years?
Yeah, I mean, if you multiply 32 times 60, I think I'm at like 1980 or something. I'm not a mathematician. I think that's what it is. And then we train about 400 to 500 miles each year for each walk. And I do 2 walks, so a lot.
So the Coleman's, it's at different locations, the 3 days?
It used to be much larger. There were 14 cities.
Right.
And then, again, those organizations like Komen and like the Pan Mass Challenge, other people said, wow, athletic events, people will raise money and they'll come, and suddenly they were everywhere. And so they had cut them down to 7, and now it's actually cut down to north, south, east, west. Chicago, Dallas, Boston, and San Diego. And so I do east and west, which allows me to visit Marcus and Tasha in San Diego.
Ah, very cool. Yeah,
Fellow
yeah.
Leominster people.
Yeah. Yeah. So when did you decide to create the Cup Crusaders? Was it?
It's a good question. I mean, as I said, the first year I was impacted by it. And then the second year, I asked a friend who was waitressing with me at Cornerstones, Katie Kimber, now Katie LaRose, to walk with me that year. And, you get to a certain age where you think everybody's like the same age as you. And it was kind of funny because everybody kept telling me my daughter was beautiful. And I'm like, oh, I thought like we worked together, we were coworkers. But I noticed, it seemed to be that we were kind of a crew, she and I together, and people noticed us, and I noticed other teams, and some had all flamingos or cowboy hats, and I've always been, I was a Girl Scout, and I went to Girl Scout camp. I've always felt the power of a group of people and the synergy of people that are like-minded, doing things together. How I first ended up in for-profit business. I mean, I'm now in nonprofit at the end of my career. But no, it was just on a whim. I think I'll join. I think I'll start a team.
Yeah.
Threw out the name the Cup Crusaders, thinking when I get a team, we'll think of something better. But then my friend Julie Ristaben, my very first recruit on the team, knew somebody that did graphic arts, and they came up with a beautiful logo.
Yeah.
I think there's a picture of it with us holding the banner, and it stuck. And now the Cup Crusaders are one of the largest teams in the country. And there we are. That's I think that's 2006. The girl in the red up front in front of Julie, we lost her to pancreatic cancer. Yeah, that was a good crew that year. Barbara Farnsworth is in there, Linda Collette, Sue, oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, Wonder Yang, Mai Cha
You guys can
Vang.
cycle through all these photos, you may as well.
We have over 400 teammates. I've had over 400 people.
like
That's
those
the
helmets.
original team.
Yeah.
We wore those plastic helmets. Look at Doreen Ricker, Katie LaRose, Julie Ristaben hiding her face, Wonder Yang, and Ann Boulay, and myself. We started in Nashua. We came down the rail trail.
Oh, yeah.
And it was pouring rain all day long. The plastic things kind of helped us a little bit. But people didn't know where we were. They kept calling us the Vikings. That was a huge team. That was, I want to say 2008. That was a heck of a year. I think we had Dalila Salas, our first person who represented Brazil, with us.
Wow.
We had mothers and daughters on that team. In fact, I think Lois Wortley walked with her 2 daughters that year. Yeah, that was a big year.
That's cool.
Now it's not as big, again.
There's the mayor.
There's the
with his
mayor.
pink hair.
He's such a good sport.
Yeah.
Whenever we do the pink hair, he's always there. I remember the very first year, I didn't do it. I let somebody else do it, and they like saturated his head. And I guess when he came home that night, whomever said to him, did you look in the mirror? I guess he had just gone to a meeting and it was still pink. So from now on, when he comes up, I'm like, I'll do this one, and I give a little dusting.
Well, if I would have known I was going to have to fill in for him today, I probably would have did a pink mustache.
Oh, I got some stuff. Yeah, we have stuff now for the mustache and the beard for the guys. They want to get in. Real men do wear pink. And real men do get breast cancer. One of the pictures I sent, I don't know for sure. I may not have. I'm sending pictures everywhere. I'm sending for Pink in the Rink. We have a friend, Lee Giller. We lost Lee Giller to breast cancer, and several years before, we lost Peter Devereaux to breast cancer. Peter Devereaux was a Golden Glove boxer in Lowell. He was also a Marine at Camp Lejeune, which we now all hear on the radio all the time and television. He was one of the first victims of the contaminated water that was being poured into the ground. Ended up, I guess over the years, like 70 men kind of all connected that had all been in the military and they all had various forms of cancer and discovered it.
Wow. That's such a shame.
We're making progress. I didn't think I'd be doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know that I wanted to do it for 20 years, but I can't stop. Why stop now? I've lost too many people I love. Other people who I love have lost people they love, and we're making progress. I mean, polio, once in a while you hear a little something, but there are a lot of diseases that don't exist anymore, and we'll find a cure.
Let's talk a little bit more about Saturday. So So the game starts at 7?
The puck drops, I think, at 7:05
Okay.
officially. Something
So
about
you-
hockey, they just can't start right on
So
the half
what are
an
you
hour.
guys going to be doing during the game? You're going to have a...
So during the game, the Cup Crusaders, and actually some other teams, this year I really have reached out to other teams that have been walking for a while in the Komen Walk, because we're all working together for the same thing, a cure. And they're in the area, so 2 cups full, the white butterflies, they'll be with us as well. We do the pink hair. We spray paint pink hair for donations.
Yep.
We've got various pink items that we're selling,
Okay.
just things of that nature. Certainly we're trying to educate people and certainly recruit people. We're walking in August, if anybody wants to walk with us in August, and then November, San Diego. But during the game, I'll be running around everywhere.
Right.
I'm throwing a challenge out there. If somebody wants to right now get a hold of me before, let's see, what's today, Thursday?
Today is
Somebody
Thursday.
get a hold of me before 5 o'clock tomorrow and buys 100 tickets, I will give them a Zamboni ride.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
100 tickets, and might even give them to you at cost. We're selling them for 15.
Yeah.
But, I have a few more tickets I really want to push.
Yep.
There's a link that they provided that will be open for a while. And again, everyone that knows me that's gone before knows I always hang on to tickets for those last minute folks, because I'm one of those myself oftentimes. And so I can put tickets in envelopes at will call for people to go.
Okay.
And if you're last minute, go anyway. It's so much fun.
Right.
The price has not gone up. I mean, how many things can we say the price hasn't gone up in
Not
10 years?
much.
Okay. So in 11 years, the Cup Crusaders, I think one year we charged $16, and then I said it was too hard to make change. So we stuck it back at 15, and I think I said Romano cheese at the grocery store and Cup Crusader tickets are the only things that have not gone up. Why is everything else up? Romano's still $4.99 for that
check
bag.
Tina with-
Market
check
basket.
with Tina
Oscar, what's
about
that all
that. Yeah,
about?
we gotta figure
I
that
guess
out.
we've always had a surplus of Romano. Yeah, come to the event. You couldn't take a family of 4 out for less than $100 anywhere else for clean family fun. And they have hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, all that stuff. But they also have some really good food there, some
Okay.
other things.
Yep,
yeah.
yep. They're popping contact information on
Yeah,
the...
I know you like food.
People can contact you at Kathy DiRusso 60@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. And your phone number, is that cool to give out?
That is cool to give out.
978-397-2992.
Oh, I have to remember to say hi to my parents. They now
Go
live in
right
Leominster.
ahead.
Hi, Mom and Dad. James
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sylvia,
Look
which
at that
one?
camera, number
Hi,
1
Mommy.
right there.
I hope
There
things
you
are
go.
going well. They live at Brooks Pond now.
Oh, cool, yeah. Boy,
they're Leominster.
everybody lives. That's the place to be.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Peter takes such
Yes.
great care of his residents. I mean, they
Yeah.
have concerts, they have gardens, they have free potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm Irish. Free potatoes. Come on. You got me.
All right, I'm moving in.
So, so is there a ceremony or something like what happens after the game? Do you guys?
I have a huge sigh of relief.
Okay.
Throw all the pink stuff back into the storage unit until Mother's Day, our next event. Last year was really a magnificent presentation because Governor Baker was retiring. Governor Baker and Karen Polito dropped the puck with me on the ice. It is sponsored by Ramco. They're the company that makes the ice pink.
Yes.
I've reached out to Maura Healy and Kim Driscoll because they sought me out at Johnny Appleseed. Kim did for a picture, so I thought, come on out to Worcester. I don't think the Railers have built a relationship with them yet, but I don't think I'm going to get them by Saturday. I'd
Right,
like
right.
to. But again, if the mayor's better, I'm hoping that he will drop the puck with me.
Yeah,
Although.
that'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, there's another picture of last
Oh,
year.
yeah, that was last year. Yeah, that was really great. I mean, we're coming back off the pandemic. I wasn't sure we were going to do it. And it turned out to be a huge night. I mean, whoever won the 50-50, I think it was like $1,200. I mean, that's kind of like unheard of.
Right.
Yeah, they have a 50-50. They have a chuck-a-puck. We'll be selling the Nerf pucks. I think you get 6 for $5. And at the end, they put a large target out, and you throw them, chuck them.
Oh, yeah.
Don't try it at my age. I did it one year and threw my shoulder out. Like, you think you can still throw the way your brain thinks you can
Yeah,
throw.
yeah.
But I think you win something. Like,
That's cool.
I think you win, what do you call it? Monster truck tickets.
Oh,
Sounds
monster
like
truck
a
tickets.
lot of fun. A lot of things happening. That
Or maybe
sounds cool.
free Chick-fil-A. One
Yeah.
time it was free Chick-fil-A. And you'll see a lot of Leominster Goombas. If you've seen my Facebook page,
Yep.
if that's an offensive word, I'm married to an Italian, so I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, if you look on my page, I mean, Catalucci, Ray, Joey DeCarolis.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of people from Leominster.
Oh, wow.
Steve Barabee from Micro Weld buys a huge chunk of tickets and gives them to all his friends and family. Rusty Brandis, who does car repairs, same thing. You know, I've got some businesses that have really stepped up over the years, and if others wanted to, there's still time.
Right. Can they buy tickets at the event?
Yes,
Okay.
you can still, although the railers say they expect it to be a sellout.
Right.
So, at a certain point, if they feel they've sold what they believe is enough, they're going to shut the doors. And, again, every ticket that we sell, we make a small profit that goes towards, our fundraising efforts.
Right.
And I will always hold out some tickets at the end.
Nice.
So, anyway, I mean, I'll be at the gym at Global Monday morning. Saturday morning.
Saturday.
They have tickets there, and also at Infinite Designs, they have tickets
cool.
there as well.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's see. I might have time for one more question. Who does your hair?
James at Hair Exotica has done my hair for quite some time. They do say no one does pink like James.
Okay.
It's a bit of a reputation. I can't go anywhere and go unnoticed.
Right.
And it is definitely the epitome of opposites attract because my husband does not like attention, and obviously I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But it allows conversation as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I work for Best Buddies, which is
Yeah.
the most inclusive organization in the world. Also allows me to break into conversation about, people shouldn't be judged on how they look.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
And the world was boring with just, brunettes and blondes and redheads.
Well, that's cool. I wish you luck with, I hope you get a great attendance and people have fun, and it sounds like it's going to be a good night.
It will be, and if you're winding down, I'm still looking for people to join the team if you want to walk 60 miles with me in August.
I don't know. I've got to get in shape. That's one of the things I'm going to do in my retirement. I'm going to start
round
walking.
is a shape,
So I got to get in
square
shape.
is a shape, octagonal is a shape.
Yes.
There's a lot of shapes.
So anyway, thank you
Thank you.
for coming on. And Scott, thank you for being my moral support.
Oh, I'm here.
And I want to thank you all for watching Inside Leominster. We're going to sign off, call it a day, and I'll just say, I'm not going to say Dean's closing, because that's his. So I'll just say, time waits for no one. If you're going to do it now.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.